Oh boy, all right. This has been another one of them days. Oh, good. Yo. All right. We've been playing Jigsaw. Last time we left off, in the middle of the Suez Crisis. Go ahead and restore out of that. And I wasn't quite sure what we were doing at this point. I don't know why Black looks scared. In the refuge, the tarpaulin-laid interior of the barge, lit by candles, the deck strewn with old blankets and cans of essence. A short flight of steps leads steeply up into the evening. I don't know if I've tried leaving. I did search the cans and find a strong box, which was in fact too strong to open. Blankets? No. It's so terrible that some of the things exist and some of them don't. Later practice. In the future, it becomes more appropriate to at least give some kind of response for every noun you bother to name. Okay. Facing the wooden steps. Black. Up. So he's really confused about if he didn't rescue me, who did. I don't know. I'm going to go out myself. It seems that the barge cut loose when Black pounced on you, for it's now drifting downstream in the center of the canal. Does that mean I didn't leave the room? Didn't leave the room, okay? There's only the one little room. I don't know who rescued me. Now I can just leave out of here because I have a time machine, but I don't. Rather, I have the portion of the time machine relevant to. Examine what? 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 That doesn't make sense. We just look down at the floor. You follow the line of the floorboards in the deck and discover a loose one. Beneath is a long fuse, and it's burning. There's no time to pick and choose a reaction, and you grab at the first thing you can to smother the flame. Which is unfortunate from one point of view, as it's the negotiated deal that gets charred ashes in your hands. Black looks on, wordless and aghast, as scared as ever. Your score has just gone up by 1 point. Oh no. Gadget? What gadget? So much for the deal, says Black, tight-lipped. I suppose certain people would much rather wake up to read in the newspaper about the nice English honeymoon couple. Firebombed in the barge they innocently hired, wouldn't they? Much better copy. What gadget? Am I supposed to have a gadget? Because I sure don't. Nope, I have not gotten to a place where I would have received that. I sure hope I don't need it. Opportunism, concern, or affection? A question Black might be in better condition to consider in the morning. You're jolted awake by a distant but unrepeated explosion. It's a warm morning, and sunlight streams in through the barge's open hatch. Really? Okay. All right. Black sits here, looking warily at you. The two of you seem to be having one of those don't mention the previous evening kind of mornings. I'll do it. Whether or not last night was the appropriate time, it seems clear that this morning is not. The air here suddenly seems disturbed, and a kind of cloud gathers from light winds and currents. From inside the rucksack, you hear a bell ring. No. Turn off clock. Oh, the cloud. Heck. Hit the button. The cloud of disturbed air condenses into a kind of spherical ink-black ball, large enough to swallow you up whole. All lassitude gone, Black suddenly gets up and, with a half-smile in your direction, which is arguably more than you deserve, strides into the black ball. Rather expertly, since somehow the ball survives intact, which is more than it ever does when you try this. Let's just enter ball, right? You climb into blackness, which draws you inside the black ball. You stand in absolute blackness, as if in space, but a space without stars. You can imagine the 6 spatial directions. Heck. But although there seems to be light, and you can see your arms and possessions, there is nothing else. All you can hear is your own breathing. Yep. You just sit here and wait for this to happen. As suddenly as it enveloped you, the blackness begins to thaw and melt, like snow into an ash-gray slush which drifts and piles in the landscape. You've returned to the land. Grim, monochrome steppes, wide and exposed beneath a brooding sky, the color of boiled, bruised potatoes. Bleak mountain crags surround a huge plain. The pyramid gleams gold like a beacon, like lamplight in the window of a farmhouse at night. Octahedron. The sharp mountain walls to east and south meet here at a basalt pinnacle, on which a perfectly cut octahedron, 2 yards across, is balanced, which if I try to look at, it no longer exists. Does it? I didn't even check to see if I got the piece here. Was there a piece here? I don't think there was a piece here. In Egypt. Let's see here. Gotta try. Nope. Thick, cloudy mist. Tollgate! Here, the eastern rock face meets the Ash River just to the south. Cut into the rock face is a square-cut doorway, radiating cold and open only onto blackness. Above it is an adamantine plaque, bearing the simple word toll and a graph. A graph? The vertical axis of the graph runs from 0 to 110 m, whatever m is. The horizontal axis from 0 to 100 y. Oh, months and years? Well, 110 months is... Anyway, plotted on the graph is a rising curve, climbing slowly to m equals 20 at y equals 20, then to m equals 40 at y equals 40, and then a sudden rise to m equals 80 by y equals 50. After that, the curve gradually rises to m equals 110. Okay. This could have done with an illustration. This is absolutely a thing to ask ChatGPT to draw. No. Oh, the plaque. Oh, the graph is the plaque. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm going to save, and I'm going to go and see what happens if I try to go in here without paying the toll. Or without doing anything to pay the toll. Second. That Eastern Rock Face. Oh. You stumble through the ice-cold blackness of the toll gate to emerge as an Indian, celebrating the annual tribal festival in your valley in the Brazilian rainforest. Later, you'll be married. For now, supplies are being dropped by a light plane as you trade with outsiders for land. Here comes the plane. Crates must be coming down right on top of the wedding feast. All that ribald laughter, and the napalm, and the agony of the forest. You've died! No! Okay, I don't want to go through there yet. Fun. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to. Okay, so where am I again? The Ash Rivers to the south. Okay. Octahedron. Golden Glow of the Northwest. Here we go. All right, we're out. Okay, we'll save this. Okay. Okay, so we have seen several more areas, and I have not reviewed the postscripts for each of them. So give me a second here. Let me grab that. Find the areas where we have been. Where did I put that? Wow. Okay, so done A1, A4, B1, B4, C2, D4. Okay, footnotes. A1. Fleming. Yeah. I know we'll have read some of these, and if I remember the ones that we've read, I won't reread them. This one we haven't. Sir Alexander Fleming deserves some of the credit for discovering penicillin. For untidiness, habitual good observation, and enormous luck. A petri dish he left in the lab while on holiday in 1928 became contaminated by spores of penicillium, a mold common in most London gardens. Fleming's highly unreliable official biography claims, as he did, that this blew in through the windows, but actually was due to sloppy conditions at St. Mary's. The freak combination that year of a cold spell, followed by warmth, was the only possible way the mold could have killed the bacteria. In fact, John Tyndall had noticed this property in 1875, but Fleming identified a chemical cause and investigated. He collected molds from everything and everyone he met for a while, even in the Chelsea Art Club, of which he was a keen member. Fleming's laboratory has been restored and is now open to the public. Having made the medical breakthrough of the century, he lost interest. He decided it was unstable and useless, inexplicably missed the obvious experiments, and largely forgot the matter. Not until 1940 did the brilliant work of Chain and Florey lead to medical triumph. The three men shared the 1945 Nobel Prize. Wow. A4, that was New York. We saw that one. right? You'll have to wait 100 years for the sequel to Jigsaw to see what the 21st century had to offer. Well, oh boy, they had no idea. B1 Proust. Okay. The geography and decor of Proust Flat is taken from George Painter's biography. Having passed through by chance in 1993, the author can testify that the Rue Ameline is now somewhat smarter than it was in the 1920s. The dinner party alluded to in the invitation took place on the 18th of May, 1922, though it was something of a farce as Stravinsky refused to believe that Proust had any serious interest in music, and because Joyce and Proust were both drunk and had not read each other's books. Though Joyce did later read La Recherche, and scattered his own work with allusions to it. By this time, Proust was acknowledged as a genius by people other than himself, and his huge novel approached conclusion, but so did his illness. The final volume was just about done, though left in a chaotic mess, before he died in November, propped up in his childhood bed, drinking iced beer sent up from the Ritz. However, before Cold War, the Cold War reached its height in about 1985, when warhead stockpiles peaked at about 70,000, despite the fact that both sides regarded 300 as an absolute deterrent, and it even signed the Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty acknowledging this. The test had been the Cuban Missile Crisis, at a time when America still had considerable nuclear superiority. Aides on both sides believed we would never see another Saturday, but deals were struck at the last minute. A public Russian climb down, and a private concession to all their demands. Afterwards, Khrushchev said to a provoking journalist, "What do you mean, who won? Common sense won. Humanity won." The closest brush with accidental war came in 1983, when a weak Russian leadership could not convince the West that it wanted disarmament, and was badly rattled by speeches by Reagan and Thatcher on moral crusades and the need never to disarm. The U.S. held a major exercise, Able Archer 83, testing its ability to launch an all-out first strike against the USSR, which went to maximum alert, genuinely believing the end was nigh. Afterwards, a puzzled Reagan said, "I don't see how they could believe that, but it's something to think about." And he did. His rhetoric was never the same again. Speaking of such things. Wow. It was that incident, was it? No, that was not. Okay. Able Archer happened in November. There were other incidents, and one of those is actually on my calendar, where Stanislav Petrov. Oof. On 26 September 1983, during the Cold War, the Soviet nuclear early warning system OKO reported the launch of one intercontinental ballistic missile, with 4 more missiles behind it from the United States. These missile attack warnings were suspected to be false alarms by Stanislav Petrov, an engineer of the Soviet Air Defense Forces on duty at the command center of the early warning system. He decided to wait for corroborating evidence, of which none arrived, rather than immediately relaying the warning of the chain of command. This decision is seen as having prevented a retaliatory nuclear strike against the United States and its NATO allies, which would likely have resulted in a full-scale nuclear war. Investigation of the satellite warning system later determined that the system had indeed malfunctioned. Yes. We've gotten very close to doing ourselves in many times. All right. C1. No, this is Titanic. We already read Titanic. Archduke, we already read as well. All right, where we just came from. On July 26, 1956, Egypt's president, Gamal Nasser, occupied the internationally owned Suez Canal to pay for the Aswan Dam, which the West refused to fund because Nasser was buying arms from Russia. Britain, France, because Nasser funded Algerian extremists, and Israel invaded on October 29th, claiming to fight for the UN. It denounced them, and both Russia and the US demanded withdrawal. On December 22nd, despite having captured most of their objectives, with much bloodshed, they pulled out. Despite military losses, Nasser achieved everything he wanted. Britain and France lost all influence in the Middle East. The British government fell. The French Fourth Republic was collapsing anyway. And the USSR crushed the Hungarian uprising while attention was elsewhere. The most recommendable account by far is Christopher Hampton's play White Chameleon, about growing up as a boy in Alexandria. The canal, which cuts about 5,000 miles off the distance from Arabia to the west, was blocked by sunken ships in the 1967 Arab-Israeli War, but reopened in 1975 and, since 1979, has been open again to all international shipping. Back. Okay. Now, I'm probably in trouble.
Description is full bore.
Shouldn't be. Mine says Jigsaw. Have you tried reloading? It's also possible. We're streaming in a category that doesn't have a thumbnail image for it, which is interesting. I don't know. Let me know what you see. Photograph. Is it coming? No, that's definitely left over from yesterday. Good heck. Let me try loading it on a different computer of my own. Because I did see myself listed in the Jigsaw category just now. Nope, mine says Jigsaw if I load it up on a new computer too. Hit refresh, I guess. I'm gonna hydrate here too, because. All right, so many pieces. All right, here is one. Let's put it in a place. Where are the center places left on the board? B2, B3, and C3. Hold on. Are we going to have ones that are not able to connect to each other? I can't read this. Ah! Let me see here. All right, so it's okay, let's look at the board again. All right, so it would not be able to fit, really. Turn piece. Turn the center. That might fit. Put center at B2. Hey, beautiful! It fits at B2 and suddenly lights up with a picture. Rolling low sand dunes. Your score has just gone up by 1 point. Alright, so... Oh. Set clock to 59. Do a save. Okay. Put the timestamp on that. Okay, turn on the clock. Push. Dunes. The piece at B2 presses in smoothly, like a button, then releases. You're sucked up once again into the time vortex. As you slow down, you briefly make out film footage of the Pearl Harbor attack, and then everything begins to change. Chapter 7, 59 seconds, 852 feet. Big Kill Devil Hill. You stand on the brow of the largest of the 4 Kill Devil Hills, sand dunes on the North Carolina coastline. A few miles due north is the tiny village of Kitty Hawk, and just below you down the slope is some kind of wooden railing. It's a cold, windy day, and the great expanse of the Atlantic, to the east, of course, is combed by the waves swept back. A paper dart lies nose down in the sand, ruffling in the wind. A paper dart. Newsprint folded up into a crude paper dart, the kind which stalls rather than glides. You throw the dart, but despite the force you put into the throw, air resistance immediately pushes its nose upward into a stall, and it lurches to the ground. Okay, what else is going on? Waves? Yeah, sure. I know how they like to think. Okay, Kitty Hawk is a few miles to the north. I don't know going that far. Down the slope is a railing, though. Let's see here. On the shallower northern slopes of Big Kill Devil Hill, 30 yards or so to the west of a wooden hut. A single wooden rail runs along the ground and slightly downhill to the north for some 60 feet or so. Okay. Dune Valley. A valley among the dunes. A bicycle track runs north for some way in the direction of Kitty Hawk, rising to the south. The hills are as lifeless as the moon, spars of old trees broken by frequent storms, break surface here and there. Pools of water frozen in the sand. Cold wind comes and goes in gusts. All right. Little hill. Looking north, there's nothing but miles of sandbank and bicycle tracks to Kitty Hawk. South, the ground falls to the valley, and east to the beach. Hold on, see the device here. It is 1903. Hoo boy. All right, should I go to the beach from here? Ah, hey. Atlantic Beach. Down at sea level, the sand is wet and an effort to wade through. The slope rises to the west, where a path winds up to a wooden hut. Wait, there was a hut? Oh, good heck. The vast ocean is choppy and boatless. Regular gusts of wind blow up great waves. A bottle, containing a rolled-up message, bobs away out on the waves, not far from the shore. Bottle is too far out to reach. Alright. A little closer, but still somewhere off. I take it. Is this closer yet? Enter water? You can't see any such thing. There we go. You just managed to reach a bottle without falling in and pull out the message. Couldn't face putting troubles in their way. Both such nice boys trying so hard. Perfect weather conditions today, and they still wouldn't fly because it was the Sabbath. Anyway, it's too cold to hang around. The signature seems superfluous. You bury the Coke bottle, just in case, though it hardly seems much of an anachronism. Oh no. Is that what happened? Ah! Heck. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not too much of one. When did they develop their bottles? Wow. Anyway, all right. So many notes from Black. So he didn't cause them any trouble, or is he lying to me? I'm calling him he. I know, I know. I figure since we bedded him, we probably know. Or that's what we're committed to. All right. Ah! Just as you approach the hut, men heave an early biplane out of the hangar and towards the west. There seems to be quite some activity over there now, whereas it's deserted here. Hangar. A one-story wooden hut with a tacked-down tar-pitch roof, about 12 yards by 5, serves here as a hangar. The western wall has been opened up like a garage door and stands on three stilts. A bicycle track runs down the dune northwest, and footsteps in the sand trail away east to the beach. But the hangar really faces the rails to the west. A signal flag is flying. A Richards anemometer lies among coffee mugs on a table on the porch of the hangar. A lump of cornbread is all that remains of breakfast. Cornbread! You see nothing special about the lump of cornbread? Are you serious? All right. Anemometer. The wind speed is now 7 miles per hour, if Richards are to be believed. Okay, fine. Let's go and, by the railing. On the shallower northern slopes of Big Kill Devil Hill, 30 yards or so to the west of a wooden hut, Orville stands by the launch rails watching his brother in that flyer. The flyer, a flimsy but expertly made biplane, is mounted on the rail. Wilbur Wright is lying flat, harnessed to the bottom wing. A small crowd of spectators and witnesses from Kitty Hawk has gathered here and is looking on with some interest. They have no objection to you joining their number. Ooh, lights are flickering. A single wooden rail runs along the ground and slightly downhill to the north for some 60 feet or so. Orville runs downhill, dragging the flyer along the rail, until the engine carries it just above the sand dunes. Wilbur doesn't get far, though, and after 10 seconds or so, the flyer grazes the ground with a wingtip and comes to rest in the valley. Do-do-do-do-do. Can't go after. Orville shakes his head sadly. Headwind speed too low again, he laments. Is it, though? Throw dart. You throw the dart, but okay, nothing happens. Orville inspecting, just go and drag the flyer back uphill to the rail. They're checking out the flyer all over the engine. The brothers shake hands as Orville climbs into the flyer, lying flat on his face on the bottom wing. That's not what I want to do with it. I don't know what I want to do with it. But you unfold the paper dart into a copy of the Cincinnati Herald. Wilbur runs downhill, dragging the flyer along the rail, until the engine carries it just above the sand dunes. Orville doesn't get far, though, and after 10 seconds or so, the flyer grazes the ground with a wingtip and comes to rest in the valley. Okay. The December 12, 1903 edition, which is laceratingly cruel about the second hopeless failure of Dr. Langley's so-called flying machine aerodrome, which crashed into a canal yards from takeoff, despite all the money the Smithsonian and the U.S. government could put in. Dr. Langley, it seems, blames his $50,000 launching ramp and is confident the machine is sound. The Herald begs to differ. Oh, no. How am I going to... There's absolutely a hut, but the hut is to the east. I guess the hut is the hangar. Check the rail, I guess. A few dollars worth of wood, that's all. Doesn't look like much. The flyer. The biplane has an efficient little propeller motor, a forward pair of smaller wings, a curious rear rudder, and many wire-pulled control surfaces, the secret of success. One of the control surfaces looked awfully like... Oh dear. That sinking feeling again. One of them's a jigsaw piece, isn't it? Well, how am I going to get that? There are 2 jigsaw pieces here. Fold, Harold? You're unable to reconstitute the paper dart. Sure hope I didn't need it. Dun-dun-dun. Oh. What? Oh, it's not here. They have to drag it back uphill. Oh, do I have to catch it while it's... Oh, no. But I can't go after it. Touch the flyer. Please don't tamper with the machine, Orville says carefully. Now, where's the rail going? Slightly down to the north. Oh, okay. Okay. This is where we... okay. Flyers come to rest here. Orville is lying flat, harness the bottom wing. Ah! Up on the hill, the brothers are checking out the flyer. Okay. One of them gets into it. Okay. Enough lift, that's the trouble. The control surface doesn't exist. I can't look at the parts of it. So how am I gonna... Bark. It's gonna be something ridiculous, I betcha. I sure betcha. Let's see what it says. Heck. Kitty... Hawk. Doo-doo-doo. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Well, that's all sort of stuff that's going on in the world, and I don't know what I can do it. What? Okay, well, stop. I'm gonna... They're telling me too many things. First off, I'm going to go back to the crowd. Look at the crowd. There's a dog that I can sketch. The crowd is 5 men, 2 boys, and a dog, to be exact. All locals, called by the flag that's flying from the hut. Sketch dog. You're sketching a picture of the Yorkshire Terrier. Okay, now I got the cornbread and the anemometer. It just keeps being more locations. I just came from the beach in that direction. Man, I don't know about this map. Machine shop. Inside the hangar is the machine shop of two highly competent amateur engineers, tightly kept but stacked with all manner of provisions: timber, canvas, saws and rasps, cement, small engine parts, chain, ropes. The walls are lined with pinned-up designs and calculations on the back of old round wrapping paper. There's a small kitchen area east, and a ladder leads up to a small loft. A mandolin depends from a nail. Using the word depend. Very nice. The fire burns in the improvised heater here, made from an old carbide can, so it's actually quite pleasantly warm in here. Take that mandolin. Play it. You pluck at a few strings, making discordant twangs at best. Practice. Rather badly, you pluck out Home on the Range. Really rather well, you launch into Mule Skinner Blues. The benefits of practice are amazing. With stately aplomb, you pick out the slow movement of Vivaldi's Concerto, RV 532 in G major. Oh, heck. Kitchen end of hut. The neatness extends to this very well-equipped kitchen area, where pans of all sizes hang from hooks, the whole wall shelved with long lines of cans and packets in perfect order. The hut runs west and then out into the cold daylight. A primed mousetrap, from which the bait's been stolen, lies in wait on the floorboards at one end. Bait trap. Put bread in trap. You break off a little cord and bread and bait the trap. Do-do-do. A mouse rushes in, scampers past the mousetrap with a sideways glance at the bread, and disappears once more. No. Don't just glance. The mouse rushes in and then pauses, inspecting the mousetrap. Sketch mouse. Ah! Hydrate, I can do that. You're sketching a picture of the domestic mouse. Let's not... No! The poor mouse. We're going to stay here and watch this happen. Hydration. All right, thank you, Otter Smell. All right. Okay, like I said, up the ladder leads up to a loft. There's a crude second floor rigged up in the eaves of the hut, where a couple of camp beds are laid out. A ladder runs back down. A flat green cap hangs up among some boxes by the roof. Bedtime reading for one of the inhabitants is a book called Place Names of Carolina. Okay. You lift the cap off the box it was hanging on and admire it. Green felt, the kind that only a true gentleman has the nerve to wear in public. Rather odd odor, though. Faintly repellent. Who would guess these would be becoming fashionable craze across the world in just 10 years' time? Place Names of Carolina. The book opens naturally at the local pages, which tell that Kitty Hawk is a corruption by the early English settlers. One colony was founded as early as Sir Walter Raleigh, later died out, of Killyhonk, the coastal Indians' seasonal killing of geese, which happens nearby. Kill Devil Hills is after a shipwreck in the early 1800s, when a guard rushed into town saying he'd killed the devil after a pillager tried to raid the wreck. A shakeable box of mosquito powder sits on the shelf. Okay. That could be useful if I ever end up back in Egypt. I don't know, I'm just collecting things here. The brothers' own ingenious design. The heater has air holes for ventilation, stovepipes, and metal legs with a square off-white metal lid on top. Inside, a fire burns away. Oh, that's weird. Okay. All right, out. Is it west where everyone is? Yep. Okay, so this is ridiculous. Apparently the wind speed has been changing, and we have to distract Orville. Until the wind changes. No, I didn't get it. Well, I should have picked it up. Wait, why didn't I pick it up? Atlantic Beach. Wait. No, I'm lost. Okay. Okay, east to the hangar. East in. Take the mandolin. All right. Let now play it. Now the game is just trolling me. Look at this. Did I get some kind of notification that I didn't really take it when I tried to take it? Take mandolin. Take it. Oh. Oh, mean. Okay, so this happened faster than I could see it. But if I leave the hangar... If I leave the hangar, Wilbur notices my mandolin. He's like, hey, Wilbur says, you leave Orville's mandolin alone, and you're obliged to return it to the hangar before proceeding. By which I can only say, Gue? Okay, so they're up on the hill. I worry about running out of time here. Okay, okay. I just don't have to go to that place. I take the mandolin. I go west. And instead of joining everyone there, I just go north. Or, yeah, up to the bicycle track down the dune. Yeah. Okay. So now we're in a place. Wait for the brother to come down here. Okay. Play the mandolin. With stately aplomb, you pick out the slow movement of Vivaldi's Concerto RV 532 in G major. Orville is impressed by your bravura performance. Hey, Wilbur, this is good, he calls out to his brother Pill, who is less pleased, but fortunately possessed of iron patience. Do it again. With stately aplomb, you pick out the slow movement of Vivaldi's Concerto RV 532 in G major. Oh no. Orville continues to listen, entranced. Mighty fine, he keeps murmuring. Not murdering. Uphill, Wilbur taps his feet for quite a different reason. Wind speed is now 28 miles per hour. Not enough lift, that's trouble. Well, hopefully that's better now. Go try it again. 24. 19. Woo! It's 23. You watch amazed as Wilbur soars over your head in the flyer and heads north, finally coming to rest on a little hill. He gets out, jubilant, and rushes past you to join the others up the launch rail. Oh, right. Okay, everyone ran out to do the thing, so I have to go north to where they left the flyer. Okay, X the flyer. Okay, the biplane seems to be in excellent shape after its maiden flight. Admittedly, one of the square grey ailerons looks a little loose, but that's not bad news for everybody, is it? Aileron. You mean the piece? Oh, no. Okay. I just needed to make sure that I actually did get the thing in that massive text before. Just as jubilant as the rights, you managed to pull away the loose aileron and are rewarded with another jigsaw piece. But fate intervenes as the wind blows up, catching the untethered glider, blowing it hard down onto the beach in a twisted mangle of wires and canvas, nearly strangling you in the wreckage. The rights and the spectators manage to extricate you and drag away the mess for inspection, surprisingly cheerily as they lose gliders all the time. You succeed in being left behind when the others rush away to the Kitty Hawk post office to send a telegram to the world. All right. Score has gone up by 1 point. And there's still one of the jigsaw piece here, right? What? 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 Okay. In the world of entirely opaque reasoning, where is this hangar machine shop? Okay, so look at this heater. Air holes for ventilation. Our off-white metal lid is apparently our last jigsaw piece. Oh, can't see it. Can't look at it. Can have no idea what it is. So this mosquito powder, what is that even? Oh no, the clock. I must turn it off. I'm not ready to return. What the heck? You give the box a good shake, sneezing as the horrid powder scatters into the air. The heck? These are weird shenanigans. Okay, and apparently we're going to destroy this poor heater. The air holes for ventilation. What?
Queso.
Take bread. Put bread in hulls. Breaking off some of the cornbread, you plug the air holes tight. Black smoke begins to emerge from the top of the heater as the fire splutters. The mouse runs in to look at the cornbread, but is repelled by the vile smell. Foul black smoke begins to gush out of the hut, filling the air while you cough and weep. And then the heater explodes. Not very dramatically, just falling to bits on the floor of the hangar. While you stamp the fire out, the smoke clears. Take edge piece. That's just a bark, bark, bark. Beach. The water looks cold, too. Yeah, this map is weird. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Turn on clock. Exit. It's at 52. Boom. Okay. We've been wedged out of the time vortex once more. Into our doom. Okay. Woo!
Hey, good times on everyone.
Is it that time already? Valued. Thank you for 14 total months of choosing me for your sub. Ooh, heck. Snack. I mean, I guess. All right, give me a second here. Let me do a save as well. Because we've just resolved Kitty Hawk. And I guess we could read that too, couldn't we? We'll grab a snack and read that footnote. I forget which one it was. Oink. Dunes at B2. Off. Bork, bork, bork. It's true. So true. All right. So we have just done the thing. I still have these cheese crackers for us, Nick. Well, I say still. It's the second box of them since I started having them. But bark, bark, bark. Okay. All right. I'll bring this up. Thank you for snack, Doga. All right. Wilbur and Orville never repaired Kitty Hawk Flyer after one of the spectators was nearly strangled by the wreckage blown onto the beach, but built other planes. They did so in secret from the press, which tormented them with exaggerated or wholly made-up stories. They wasted years patenting the many technical breakthroughs they made, refusing to show their design to anyone until then. Few believed their claims of powered flight, and by 1908, the French papers were calling him Les Bluffeurs. But after a demonstration, they became the heroes of Europe. The craze swept France. Proust, writing at the time, killed one of his characters in an aeronautical accident. Eventually, the brothers did make money, winning a dozen protracted lawsuits, but their fame was always greater. Orville grew fond of the mouse he failed to trap and started to feed it instead. It's true about the mandolin, too. Wilbur died of typhoid in 1912, but Orville lived in 1948, long enough to fly a 4-engine airliner and see the first rockets. In about 1930, a granite boulder was planted, marking the first launch site, and now the area has been restored and called the Wright Brothers National Memorial. The remains of the original Flyer came to the Smithsonian in 1949, after a stay at the Science Museum, London, because of the Smithsonian's fraudulent attempt to claim that Langley's plane had been first after all, by faking the evidence. It later apologized. They have all but one square of canvas, which Neil Armstrong laid on the Sea of Tranquility after the landing of Apollo 11. All right. To the moon! All right, what else we got in the way of pieces? What's next? A creased edge piece? What? A large jigsaw piece, 6 inches on the side in the square. Tractor voice. It's a dull gray white, perhaps depicting the side of a plover's egg. It's currently this way up. I don't know if I like the idea of it already being creased. That seems like bad luck. All right. We'll try one of these other center pieces. All right. Large jigsaw piece, 6 inches on the side and square. It's a dull gray white, perhaps depicting a shadow in a charcoal sketch. It is currently this way up. All right, so let's see if we have these options. I'm going to diagram it. Pretend it makes sense. X is bored. All right. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to rotate it. Turn that center piece. Turn it clockwise. No, I don't think that's good. There we go. All right, we'll put a piece at B3. Center. I could just say center. It fits nicely, which means it's wrong. C3. Well, heck, it won't fit because the piece on C2. Y'all turn it. I didn't tell you to turn it. Okay, do it again. It's a different piece, actually. It probably went into Q with something else. So this probably what goes B3. All right. It fits at B3 and suddenly lights up with a picture. A silver U.S. Air Force Mark plane. Your score's just gone up by 1 point. All right. Heck. Okay, so we're going to do a save on that. Just so we can be sure. We're going to set our clock ahead of time. I'm doing it ahead of time because who knows? Maybe at some point shenanigans will happen. Apparently I can set it anytime I feel like, but I don't know. All right, I'm making note that we're at B3 for later. All right. Those pieces keep appearing mysteriously, appear from a suspicious package in your shorts. No, pup. The handsome stranger we keep running into keeps leaving them behind for us. In our pants. No, that ain't right. Okay. The piece at B3 presses in smoothly like a button and releases. You're sucked up once again in the time vortex. As you slow down, you briefly make out George Bush playing golf at Kennebunk Park, and then everything begins to change. Chapter 8, Ghost of B-29. Crawlway. A tiny tube in a great metal machine, cold and oily, shaking. Turns northeast and southwest, though nothing like as wildly as your stomach. You detect an acrid smell of smoke in the air. Oh, that's not a good sign. Tractor voice was made for this. Listen, you see nothing special about the acrid smoke. Acrid, ominous. All right, well, let's go, I don't know, southwest. Fuselage ring. This, according to white stencil letters painted on one metal wall, is the fuselage ring. The crawlway snakes off north. Hydraulics and cables hang from the irregular walls. Cramped openings lead east and west. You detect an acrid smell of smoke in the air. Wartime issue Geiger counters, heck, has been carelessly dropped on the deck. Not most welcome of sights. When's a creepy puppet show up? I don't think we get one of them. This is a story about time travel. Anyway, not the most welcome of sights. The heavy equipment locker's door hangs open. In this Jigsaw, no. This is older than that. This is from ancient times. All right. I'm going to take that Geiger counter. An early model Geiger counter which clicks and flashes a neon bulb lamp in the presence of radioactivity. Do I do anything special to, I don't know. Like the 80s? Worse than the 80s. Nah, I don't know, heck. Kids these days. Heck, y'all. Yeah. This is all from the wrong millennium. Boom, boom, boom. It's like 100 years ago. That's right. This story and everything in it is from the 1900s. Back in the day, you see, we didn't have these fancy, schmancy years that start with 2. Is that when you were born? Yep. I'm a product of the previous millennium. I'm that old. And worse. Anyway, okay, locker door. And check out that locker. You're from 97, youngster. Oh, heck. All right. The rack where the dozen or so parachutes should be is cleaned out, and this enables you to see the cubicle safe added at the rear. Do I need to change? Wow. You think I'm going to turn one down? All right. Okay, well, let's open the safe. Or is it I don't want to see inside. I just want to see it. Is it like big enough to carry? Or is it one of them installations? Open it. Seems to be locked. Well, go ahead and unlock it for me, would you? What do you want to unlock the USAF safe with? The power of my mind. Can't see any such thing. It's true. But yeah, 91 also. Yeah, see, I'm an old man. Old, so desperately ancient. Getting the gray fur in my beard, and it's just the way it goes. You think the answer's down the road? I ain't seen the whole rest of this place. It's true. I should be looking around. All right. Okay. Crawlway snakes off the north, and I think that's where I came in from. Cramped openings east and west. Well, let's check out the west. Oh boy. Down the road, down the richest road. What? West side bomb bays. A bomb bay size of a carpet warehouse. And empty, the hatch is battened up. One side face of an enormous jet engine makes up the far wall. You detect an acrid smell of smoke in the air. Some explosive, maybe a grenade, must have gone off in one awkward crevice here. A hole exposes a sparkling mass of wires, crackling with electricity. The Geiger counter wakes up the radioactivity here. Agatha all along, yeah, I ain't familiar with. Buried amid the wires is control. You'd hate to have to stick your hand in, though, unless the plane was very steady. I guess that's a hint to me. Let me out of here. The plane shudders and chokes. Oh, heck. Yeah, I figure I ain't got a lot of time on this, so I'm probably going to die at least once or twice till we decide to check out the hints, but I'm going to try and do what I can without having to do so. See what's the other side. East side bomb base. An immense bomb base, enough for 10,000 pounds of bombs to be dumped on civilian population of your choice. Listen, y'all, don't drop bombs on civilians. Just don't. Ideally, don't drop bombs at all, but civilians, come on, don't do that. One side face of an enormous jet engine makes up a firewall. Plane shudders and chokes. Throw the Konami code in there, I don't know. Okay, let's pretend that's as far as that's getting. Hydrate, I guess. You probably got it wrong. Yeah, I think normally one would say left, right, instead of right, left, but I don't know. Maybe BA too. All right. Heck. Other direction, northeast. Ooh boy. Ghost plane. Pilot cabin of B-29 Super Fortress deserted. Frantic glance around. Hatchway below, faraway southwest, navigator's chair. Gives no indication of what happened to the crew, 10 minutes at least. Plane is plowing through thick cloud. The instrument panel is packed with dials and gauges. Control column faces you with a throttle beside it. The end fire lamp is on. The fuel low lamp is on. The plane shudders and chokes. Your score's just gone up by 1 point. Phew. Oh boy, so we're doomed, ain't we? Wait, what do you mean engine fire? Ugh. What do you mean engine fire? What am I going to do about this? Okay, there's a hatchway that goes down. Oh, good heck. I just noticed up above my bathroom with the porcelain monster. No. Don't give me none of that. Anyway, while I'm here, I realize that my status bar along the top of this screen has been replaced with airline instrumentation. I did get that hydration, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. Thank you, Otterish Mouth. Good heck. Anyhow, we're at 20,000 feet altitude, speed 190 miles per hour, fuel 0%. Oh boy. Berg of 3 B-29. Oh heck. Twitch chat got disconnected. Got disconnected here too. It still says I'm online, but definitely getting errors from Twitch. I ain't seeing no stream neither. I'm gonna sit still till I hear from y'all again. And nom upon this snack. Because there's no way of knowing if I'm here or not. With Twitch chat down. try and open up a separate view of this. Heck. Okay, nope. Seems to be my own internet trouble, but then that doesn't explain why it still thinks I'm connected. Oh, heck. Well, I just done lost that. Well, that's odd. Oh, wow. Okay, 1 second here. What am I doing? Think, yeah. Might just be me disconnected from my own heckin' chat. Oh, no, you're saying connections being wonky on you. It might not just be you. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I seem to exist again. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Because OBS is saying it's been connected and sending stuff the whole time. But I don't know. Like, all my other devices got disconnected from the Wi-Fi. So it's like, heck, whatever. Y'all know. We're back here. All right, nose turret. A cramped, but at least still pressurized glass cage projecting out of the hull of B-29. You feel exposed, to put it mildly. The hatchway leads back up. Plane is plowing through patchy cloud. Taped up out of the way, good luck charm is a pin up at Deanna Durbin. Plane shudders and chokes. Do I take this pin up? Oh. Well, there's a problem right there. Signed by Miss Durbin herself. Kisses to all the boys out there. There's a generous ration of crosses. There's something faintly odd about the printing technique, you can't help thinking. Really? Plane shudders and chokes. Plane goes into a sudden catastrophic spin, losing all purchase on the sky, plunging to earth in a sickening free fall. The end is mercifully quick. All right, who's this person? Oh, okay. Edna Mae Durbin, known professionally as Deanna Durbin, was a Canadian-born American actress and singer who moved to the U.S. with her family in infancy. She appeared in musical films in the 1930s and 1940s. With a technical skill and vocal range of a legitimate lyric soprano, she performed many styles, especially operatic arias and semi-classical pieces, which is today called classical crossover. Sure. Heck. All right, so I done died. We're going to have to restore from back where we left off. That was before we pushed the button, right? Push do, no, not doing. Where the heck are we? Just playing?
Same.
Just playing. Push play. Oh, heck. Turn on clock. Set it to 59. Get that jigsaw board pulsing. All right, push play. All right, now I ain't got no idea what I'm doing. I explored a bit and it was all wrong. Ugh. Let's see what the idea says. B-29. Oh, good heck. Come on. What? Is this not even on the... bark, bark, bark. Ghost play, and that's what you're calling it. Okay. What? Heck, okay. All right, so we're going to go northeast to our cockpit where we see stuff. We have engine fire. Okay. Tell me about the instrument panel. There you go. The engine fire lamp is on. Among the buttons and switches, autistic person, cute, not gonna lie. Cute, not really gonna repeat that. Lower in the underwear and related to the. I ain't even gonna try. All right. Okay. We already saw that it was burnt. The shenanigans were going on the left engine, so we're gonna push cut engine to the left. Clunk. The engine fire lamp goes out. Fuel 63% remaining. How did it end up? Oh, good heck, that is going fast. It was 63% when I looked at it. Now it's at 52. We're super doomed. What? What? Oh, stuff. Okay, okay. All right, okay. All right, so sit in chair. Navigator's alcove. Little alcove in the crew cabin. Cowed or windlass. Where you sit, resting your arms on chart table. Chart's been hurriedly torn away, leaving only a rough edge with most of the words secret on it. The radio receiver is off. Above is a 3-figure car mileometer type number on the readout. Currently 1001. Turn on radio. Flick. Radio blares out static on channel 1. Whatever that means. It's just telling me to do it. All right, up. Stand. Okay, where's the button was autopilot. Plunk. Whatever that means. All right, now we head back to our southwest shenanigan. Go to the west. This Bombay. Okay. Now we have a hole with sparking mass of wires. Buried amid the wires of control. You'd hate to have to stick your hand in, though, unless the plane is very steady. We just turned on the autopilot, so it better be pretty steady. Behind the sparking mass of wires is the rest F button. Is that reserve fuel? There's an odd flushing sound as the pump's at work. Gingerly, you remove your hand, grateful for the plane's stability. Score's just gone up by 1 point. Okay. Now it's telling me that we've averted the current emergency. So we can go back and get the stuff that we were looking at before. Take that Geiger counter. There's still that safe in there. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to take that pin up. Oh, no. Heck. What is that? What a weird instruction. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay. Okay, so we look in the locker, we see the safe. We can't take a safe. is just too heavy and bulky for me at the moment. I drop it, pet. So, if I put everything I got in the sack and then drop a sack, I can take it safe, yeah? There we go. And apparently I'm supposed to put it down here. Don't ask me why. Oh, heck. Oh. I'm like a whole lot of text. All right. You see the canvas rucksack, in which are a Geiger counter, centerpiece, creased edge piece, sparkler, lump of cornbread, mandolin, box of mosquito powder, place names of California, a green cap, Richard's anemometer, a metal strong box, which is closed, a 6th officer's jacket, an edge piece, wooden broom, Madeline cake, a 1911 Boy's Book at the Sea, black Kaldeki detector, sticky note from black, curious device, Victorian ormolu clock, charcoal pencil, Emily's sketchbook, 2 keys, an elegant key and a tag key, a pin-up of Deanna Durbin, a type note found in the bell jar, a handwritten invitation card, a folded note, a white party ticket, and 4 newspapers, Cincinnati Herald, an issue of the Eagle comic, Le Figaro, and the Times. That is how you know we've been playing this game for a little while. And also that all sanity is going out the window. Oh, heck. Now, apparently I have to land this plane. Heck. Wait, what? Kisses to all the boys out there. Turn it over. Can't see it. I just looked at it. Wow. Nothing obvious happens. All right, let's see here. All right, so let's go back to cockpit. Okay, control column. See nothing special about it. Push it. Feel the plane sinks, you push column forward. Okay, we're at 22,600. Is it going to stay in that direction, or I have to keep pushing? Keep pushing it. 20,200 feet. 17,800 feet and falling. 15,400 feet. 13,000 feet. 10,600 feet. Heck. 8,200 feet. Below the plane is a vast expanse of black, choppy ocean with waves like shifting skyscrapers. $7,000 feet, 5,800 feet, 4,600 feet, 4,120 feet, 3,640 feet, 3,160 feet, 2,680 feet. This heckin' flight simulator. 2,220 feet. I was awful at flight simulator. I always have been. 1,720 feet. 1,240. 760. I'm told we sit here. We're going to fly for a while. Our position's going to change. I want to look at this panel again. All right. Bearing is what that stands for. 331 degrees. That O is supposed to be a degree that's falling on the floor. Okay, y'all have had half an hour of Tractor Voice. Thank you, Midnight Pup. But we're going to have to go back to our ordinary speech, which you're still going to be able to hear the underlying tractoriousness of within. All right, back. Okay, I'm going to fly this plane till we get to wherever we're going, wherever that is. So much planing. Okay, so our position is 2136, 1432, 2125, 1452, 2111, 2114, 1472, 2103, 1492, 2092, 1512, 2081, 1532, 2070, 1552, 2059, 1572. Y'all are doomed. 2048, 1592. 2037, 1612. 2026, 1632. 2015, 1652. Is he going to equalize, or what's going to happen? 2004, 1672. 1993, 1692. 1982, 1712. 1971, 1732. 1960, 1752. I think they are converging. I don't know. I mean, they're converging, but I think that where we're going is where they converge. I don't know. 1949, 1772. 1938, 1792. 1927, 1812. Oh, here we go. The plane is flying rather low. Below the plane is a vast expanse of frosty forest rushing by. You switch the lower U, switch on. This is theoretically landing gear. Heck. Fuel low lamp is on, the airflow lamp is on. Plane is flying over a clearing in the forest, on which is a makeshift airfield, little more than a runway and a tower. Can I do this? Woo! The plane drops through the sky, flying on prayer, far too low. If there were any trees, it would be an end of it, but the frosty wastes are bare. By great good fortune, you hurtle to a halt, tearing the undercarriage and swerving wildly on a makeshift airstrip. Your first landing! And the B-29's last. Your score has just gone up by 1 point. Oh no. Heck. Alright. Release B. There's a brief clanking sound from behind. I don't know what that means. Warning, you could scramble down out of the plane, then you probably wouldn't be able to get back up. I think I'm done. Oh boy! Oh right, that's what I dropped. The safe one from the right bay. Okay. Frosty Airfield. A primitive airfield out in frosty wastelands where the B-29 is drenched to a halt. Ooh, I'm going to throw a poll out into y'all to decide upon. The undercarriage has torn deep scars through the greenish glassy sand. You stand, shivering beneath the enormous jet, at the foot of a kind of metal rope ladder up into the crew cabin. Somehow to the southeast is a control tower. Otherwise, a burnt forest surrounds you, with only a small gap to the east. There's a securely locked safe, stamped USAF here. Another stenciled message is vehement that it shouldn't fall into enemy hands. Yours, perhaps. The Geiger counter wakes up to the radioactivity here. So doomed. So doomed. So doom-bulated. Like. Okay. Silk and ash. Hold on a second. Where did it tell me it was to the east? Only a small gap in the burnt forest. Okay. Silk and ash. The air is leaden with damp old ash. The trees are carbonized and brittle, shattering to soot at your every move. You cough, sneeze, and blink accordingly. Through a narrow gap west, you can see the airfield, but otherwise the forest is dense and unwelcoming. A torn parachute hangs from one of the trees, its occupant, long gone, having crashed a zigzag path down through the branches. There's no way I would know any of this. Okay, we'll take that parachute. The parachute is too tangled up. Soldiers will surely be here soon. Those signals didn't come from nowhere. What signals? Nobody told me nothing. Oh. Examine the parachute. You find a tiny gadget in the silken folds of the parachute. Okay, west. I'm increasingly worried about the arrival of troops. Oh no. Put gadget on safe. Ah! The magnet clings to the metal wall of the safe and the gadget lights up. Slowly the safe dial turns, now this way, now that, until finally the gadget trips slightly and falls off into your hands. Magic! Okay, open safe. Approaching trucks. Take folder. And the shelf. What shelf? Hold on a second here. Is that something else that exists? This thing on the white shelf? Pull out the white shelf. It turns out to be an edge piece. For some reason. There's no knowing this. Ah! What? That's just shenanigans. Rizrov gadget. Beige folder HPs. The troops capture you almost once. A bird of Ukrainian fist lays you out, and you recover consciousness to find yourself in captivity. A large, gloomy, windowless cell, 10 yards square, and absolutely bare of furnishing. Pearly light is provided by fittings flush with the wall. Not even the edge of a door shows. Black looks ghostly in this light. A slumped, drugged, unconscious ghost. Poor Black, what's going on? Black is looking much the worse for wear. Not actually bruised, but with many little hypodermic marks on the wrists. No. Alright, it's in this folder. Ah. Oh, they took my stuff, of course. Let's see here, yeah. Ask Black about Ukraine? Told you everything already. From Future. A man called Kaldeki. No, the atom bomb, that's not important. Been telling both sides the truth. Always. Just want to share equally. They didn't trust Future. Alright, thank you for the hydrate, Irish mail. Bark, bark, bark. But how much is Black brought here, or told? When will they start believing? It's vital that the two of you should provide no evidence of the future. Is it? Is it? Do-do-do. I don't have things. How did I... Tells me to read the folder, but I don't have the folder. I got nothing. They took everything from me when I was captured. There are no doors either. The air here suddenly seems disturbed, and a kind of cloud gathers from light winds and currents. Oh no, that's the... That's not the wind, oh no. I gotta get my stuff. The air howls ever harder around the cell, blowing you and Black hard against the walls. Just as you think it will all end like this, in a gale against a stone, the cell door is blown open and the air settles to a quiet murmur. There's not a second to lose. Okay. The corridor ends here. The doorway south into your cell. The west end of the corridor is most notable for guards playing some kind of poker, and fortunately not watching your guaranteed escape-proof cell. There's a pine table just behind your cell door. On the pine table is a canvas rucksack, in which are all the things we read out earlier, and a couple of other things we found since. Take rucksack, south, cloud of disturbed air, push the button, condenses into a ball, enter. Okay. Whew. We made it into the black ball again. Suddenly, as it enveloped you, the blackness begins to thaw and melt, like snow, into an ash-gray slush, which drifts and piles into the landscape. You've returned to the land. Grim, monochrome steps, wide and exposed beneath the burning sky, the color of boiled, bruised potatoes. Bleak mountain crags surround a huge plain. The pyramid gleams gold like a beacon, like lamplight in the window of a farmhouse at night. Northeast of pyramid. Open field north of a slow, sludgy ash river, which floats out of the west corner of the golden pyramid. In the center of the northeast face is a gleaming doorway. Okay. So we're north of a river which flows out of the west of the park. You're telling me that the doorway is to the southwest? Yes! We have entered. Well, I guess, yeah, it does say northeast of pyramid. Yeah, okay, fine. Oh boy. Oh no, did I get it wrong? Oh no, I got it wrong! Inside the monument, a sloping crevice of metal sunk into the... Yeah, I read the room. You shake your head, confused. Still, the Soviet Scientific Free Republic of Europa has a glass of vodka for you, outside. And you know what happens to the kind of people who won't share in the toasting of the new millennium, so out you go. You've wrecked the course of history. No! In that game, you score 59 out of possible 100 in 11:29 turns. Give me the rank of puzzler. Where's my score adding up to so far? Ooh. Alright, so all these things we've found. Heck. Anyway, alright, we gotta restore heck from just after inside the monument before we even enter the plane. Okay, what the heck? What did I miss? What is the required thing? Oh! Oh! Oh. Okay, so when I was listening to Black and I determined that I needed to leave no trace of the future, I needed to put Black in the ball also. And Yeah. Okay, well. Time to land the plane again. Ugh. Okay, turn clock. 59. Push plane. Okay, so first thing we save this plane from landing. Or from firing off. Right? Yeah, okay. Push cutting. Engine to the left. Okay. I don't know what turning on the radio does. No, 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 no. Do, 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 do. Turn on the radio, whatever that means. Stand. What do we do? All right. Autopilot. Okay, go ahead and examine the hole, examine the control, press rest F. Okay. Saved that. Heck. My poor hands. Falling apart. Like. Okay, so we're here. Take the Geiger, examine the locker, take the safe, put all in the sack, drop sack, take safe, east, drop safe, west, take sack, yep. Okay, or take that pin up. Something odd about the printing technique. Okay, so. Okay, time for us to bring this plane down again. Just gonna keep going until we get to about 7/16 says. That's it. Do. Okay. We're just gonna keep flying forward. 50% fuel left. 40%. 30%. Hold on. 23, 22, 21, 20. Here we go. Press lower U. Okay. Plane is flying over the clearing in the forest. And we will land. Land. Okay. Okay. We'll release that, the thing that the safety we put in the whatever. There's our safe. So we'll go to the east, examine the parachute, take the gadget. I'm going to say I already did, didn't I? It's trouble with undoing, isn't it? I don't know if I have it. I do have it. Riz Rav. Okay, alright. I feel like I should do a save just because of being halfway through this and not wanting to do the whole everything over again. Alright, put gadget on safe. Okay, open safe. Take all from safe. Shelf. Which is ridiculous. There's no indication of a white shelf being a thing that exists that I've seen so far. Maybe I glanced over it. Bark. It's all in the sack. Read that folder. The beige folder is a CIA dossier on double agent Pluto, who's been sending subtly untrustworthy atomic secrets to the Russians since the 1930s, right through the Manhattan Project. But Pluto defected to them last week by a fishing boat out of Japan. All entertaining enough in a theoretical way, until you reached 3 pasted-in photographs of Pluto, always in the background, head-ringed in white. Pluto is standing behind Niels Bohr at the famous Copenhagen conference, passing something to Enrico Fermi, in a tense moment watching meters attached to the Chicago pile, chucking some symbol on the side of a packing case, amongst a group of military policemen in New Mexico. And Pluto's face is black's. The troops capture you almost at once. Alright, so here we are, drugged. Okay. 1 second here. I'm readjusting my various. Okay. Okay, so it's spilling secrets about the future. It's vital that we should provide no evidence. So, we'll sit here, wait for the thing to open up. Be saved by the Deus Ex Machina. Okay, cell door open. Take rucksack. Go back south. Push button. Put black in ball. Which do you mean? The black ball floating in midair? Or the drugged body of black? Put the drugged body of black in the black ball floating in midair. You heave Black's body into the inky ball of space, and Black disappears. If not to safety, at least to somewhere safer than this. Black remembered something about truth at the end. Neither side believed it, of course. They each thought Black was an agent for the other. Another ghost story, another ghost war. Okay. We've made it out. Ugh. Okay, this time we made it. Alright. Heck. So I played 9 of them already. Okay, what's the next message for this area? Was this B3? This wasn't B3. There was another one. I didn't write it down. No, this is B3. It's absolutely B3. Heck. The B-29 Superfortress was the largest bomber of the Second World War, a miracle of engineering for its day. 3,000 were built between 1942 and 6. Until about 1960, it was the only plane capable of carrying an atomic bomb. One B-29 each destroyed Nagasaki and Hiroshima in scenes whose eyewitness reports, see Richard Rhodes, The Making of the Atomic Bomb, are too horrible to quote from. During the Cold War, up to 1960, about 250 Western aircrew were shot down over Russia on spying and patrol flights. Many families are still trying to find out what happened to them. After the famous capture of Gary Powers, open overflights were stopped. The three B-29s forced to make emergency landings on Russian soil were copied nearly exactly as the Tu-4 bomber. Despite the paranoid fantasy of the West, the USSR developed atomic and hydrogen bombs largely independently, and not as a result of espionage. The failed security efforts of the Manhattan Project were in that sense a waste of time. Aru. Aru? Yes. Ugh. No, it's entirely possible that I stopped stream early because due to the lingering after effects of sickness, I did not get the best of sleep last night and will probably start to fade, but I can probably still get a bit more time out of me. Okay. Anyway, we have more pieces to put down. Actually, no, we have more things we can open. Heck, because we have a device for that now. What do they call it? A RizRov gadget? The gadget, inscribed RizRov, is quite mysterious, but so clearly of late 1990s manufacture that you have a pretty shrewd idea whose parachute it came from. There's a magnet on one side. Magnet. Alright, so let's try opening the strongbox with the RizRov. No! The gadget clings to strongbox, runs briefly, and then falls off as the mechanism unlocks itself. Alright. Open strongbox. A British passport and charter document. Ooh. Charter document. Congratulations on your honeymoon, by the way. That appears to be the reason of your Suez barge adventure. The two-deck barge, stamped no cargo, with no duties to pay, is heading down from Port Fayed and aiming, rather ambitiously, for Suez itself. British passport. Oh no. An old black board-bound British passport. While it is naturally property of Her Britannic Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and is to be returned to her Secretary of State at the earliest opportunity, it is more specifically the passport of Mr. and Mrs. J.P. Swithin. Mrs. Swithin gives his occupation as engineer. The photographs are very poor indeed, but bear passing resemblance to Black and yourself. Okay, so, even though the game was going to be progressive enough to suggest that your counterpart could be of either gender, they still expected you to be heterosexual with them. All right. Okay, where are we going? Besides to dreamland. Alright, hydrate, I can do that. Alright, thank you, Otterschmel. Back. Okay, we got pieces. How many pieces we got? Corner piece? Sure. Let's look at this board. Can't see any such thing. Where am I? Oh. When did I come here? I don't remember coming down here, but that's alright. I think I can open the display case, too. Sealed with an elaborate carved metal lock. The gadget computes strenuously for some time, and then hidden magnets wheel into play. The mechanism unwinds itself, the case unlocks, and slowly hinges open. In a slightly graceless finale, the gadget falls off onto the floor with a clang. There must have been a trick of the light, as the model inside proves to be no more than a plain gray jigsaw piece after all. Reminding me. Yeah. Okay. Oof. Okay, alright, so here we are now. Chambers. Save. Okay, now I can look at the board. Look at all this shenanigans. Okay, so there's exactly one centerpiece. We know where it goes, right? It needs to be open on the left and out to the top. Yeah. Heck. Let's center at C3. Racing steam train. All right. Yeah, I'm going to save there. Okay, actually, I'm going to take this point where we're just about to pop into that new area as our opportunity to end it. Because I am having trouble with my wakefulness and only had a couple of proper hours last night of sleepification, so cool.